Today we are going to go over our study guide number 2 for the 7th grade benchmark for quarter 1. Here we go. In problem number 1, negative times negative will give you a positive answer. So it's a positive 54. Number 3, you subtract first and then divide by negative 4. So 97 minus 5 will give you a 92. Divided by a negative 4 is going to be a negative answer, so don't forget your negative sign. Negative 23. Remember PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, or divide, multiply, add and subtract, or subtract, add. Now you're going to do your exponent first. 5 times 5 is 25. Add the opposite. When you subtract, that's what you do. So 25 plus 23 equals 48. A positive 48. Any questions? Number 5. Well, you're going to multiply. 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. So you now have 100 minus a negative 24. Add the opposite, and the answer is going to be a positive 124. Any questions? Number 6. Negative times positive is negative. Excuse me. 17 times 6, 42. You get a negative 102. Are there any questions? All right, the next one, negative divided by negative is positive. Do not do these in your head, kids. You're going to get them wrong if you do because you will be careless with your decimal point. Now, I move it. There's a decimal in the divisor. You move it 1, so you move this one 1. How many 3s are in a 5? 1. Subtract. Bring down. How many 3s are in a 28? 9. You put a 9 above the 8 that you brought down. 27. Subtract. Bring down. How many 3s are in an 18? 6. The answer is a positive 196. Are there any questions? Number 8. Positive times negative is negative. 8.9 times 6 7/10. 63. Carry a 6. 7 times 8 is 56. Plus 6 is 62. Before I multiply by the 6, I put a place value 0 down. 6 times 9 is 54. Put down a 4. Carry a 5. 6 times 8 is 48. Plus 5 is 53. Add the numbers together. How many numbers are behind the decimal point in the problem? 1, 2, and your product, 1, 2 numbers have to be behind the decimal point. So it's a negative, I'll put my answer down here below it, 59 and 63 hundredths. Any questions? On the next one, it's a subtraction. Add the opposite. Now the signs are alike, so we add and keep the sign. It's going to be negative. 28 plus 39, 7, carry 1, is a negative 67. Any questions? Questions? All right, now let's go to the next one. The signs are different. We're adding, so you subtract. 86 are the largest digits. They're negative, so the answer will be negative. Borrow from the 8, it turns into a 7. 16 minus 7 is 9. 7 minus 4 is 3. It's a negative 39. Number 11. Negative 12 plus negative 7 is negative 19. Negative 19 plus a positive 9, you subtract, you get a 10, and it's going to be negative 10. Any questions? Number 12, add the opposite, and you're going to get a negative 20. Number 13, there are people in here that will not do this. You have to change it to an improper fraction. You multiply, add, and put it on top. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 4 is 25. Now we have to change it to a multiplication problem. You keep the first fraction, change the division to a multiplication, and you take the reciprocal of 5/28, which is 28/5. And then you want to simplify before you multiply because it makes it so much easier. 5 goes into 5 once. 5 divides 25 5 times. 7 divides 7 once. 7 divides 28 4 times. And you end up with 20 over 1. But it will be a negative 20 over 1, or 20. Remember, when the signs are different and you're multiplying or dividing, the answer is negative. Any questions? In number 14, you have to find your common denominator. In this problem, it will be a 40. 5 times 8 is 40. 1 times 8 is 8, and that's a negative 8/40. You got to be careful on those signs. 8 times 5 is 40. 5 times 5 is 25. Now, the signs are different, so I subtract. 25 minus 8. 15 minus 8 is 7. And you get positive 17/40. So the answer is 17/40. 25 is positive, so the answer will be positive. In number 15, 9 has to change its name to 8 and 7/7. 7/7 minus 4/7 is 3/7. 8 minus 5 is 3. Any questions? All right. In the next one, choose all that apply. Now, we didn't really practice it too much, but I know you can find all the equivalent fractions. First, we have to get our answer. Well, if you multiply without simplifying, you'll end up with 30 over 120. That's let's see. Yeah, 2 times 15 is 30, and 5 times 24 is 120. Well, that's not even a choice there. So then is 3/12 there? Yep. Can 3/12 simplify to something else? Yeah, it equals 1/4. Now, is 60 over 120? No, it's got to be 30. What about 15/60? Did anyone circle that? Yes, it is, because 1 times 15 is 15. 4 times 15 is 60. So those are the three that you would have. Now, kids, I looked at the test this year. It does not have the square root or the radical sign on the test. But let's just go over these problems. The square root of 100 is what, class? 10. What's 11 squared? 121. You do need to know exponents, okay? So you know that that's 11 times 11. Explain the relationship that exists between the square root of 16 and 4 squared. Well, the square root of 16 equals 4, and the base number, you can have a lot of different things. The base of 4 to the second power is 4. All right. Or you could say 4 squared equals 16. There are a lot of different things you could have for that. Now let's go to the next page. Lois opened a new bank account with $900. So she starts off with it wants us to write an expression, so we have $900. A couple days later, she withdrew. Withdrew means you subtract. Minus 88. The next day, she made $40 tutoring and she deposited. When you deposit, you add the $40. A day later, she used her debit card, you're going to subtract, for $100 to buy new shoes. Do you see how I got my expression? Deposit means add, withdraw means subtract, a debit card means you're going to subtract if you use the card. Yes?
Is that 752?
Well, we're going to see because that's the answer for question 20. On your test, it's a multiple choice. They have 4 expressions written, so you have to look at them carefully. You have to choose the right expression on the test. And then the second part is like this. What's the balance? Well, 900 minus 88. 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 8 is 1. So you have 812. Then you add 40. You have 852. Then you subtract 100. And you end up, did you get 752? So that's the answer, 752. Kim's tree is 1 7/8 yards tall. She trimmed the tree, which shortened it 7/9 of a yard. She fertilized the tree, and it grew 3/8 a yard. How tall is her tree now? So we have, it says, explain in words how to solve the problem. Well, first, we're going to add and subtract. We're going to add and subtract fractions. So what do you have to have when you add and subtract fractions? Yes. Right. We're going to add and subtract fractions. So a common denominator has to be found. Something like that, okay? And then if you want to do the rest with just math symbols, that's fine. A common denominator must be found. And our common denominator here is what? 72. Okay. Now, so I have 1 5/8. Shorten means minus 7/9. She fertilized and it grew plus 3/8. That's my expression. So now I'm going to do the expression with the common denominator of 72. So I'm going to have 1, 8 times 9 is 72, 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 8 is 72, 7 times 8 is 56. 8 times 9 is 72. 3 times 9 is 27. All right. So here I have to borrow from the 1. It turns into 72 70-seconds. So 72 plus 45. 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. I get 117 40-seconds. So 117 minus 56 is 61 70-seconds. And then 61 70-seconds plus 27 will give me 88 over 72, which equals 1 and what? 16 70-seconds? Is that what you have? Now that will simplify because 8 divides them both. 8 goes into 16 twice. 8 goes into 72 9 times. And it's 1 2/9 yards tall. What number? Okay. Now, prime factorization is on your test. What number has a prime factorization of 2 times 3 times 7 to the second? Well, 7 to the second is 49. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 49 is 294. Did you get 294? Then, every year I have kids that get this wrong. It's so easy. What is the prime factorization of 96? Well, did anyone put 12 times 8? Good. Because it can't be that one. Because are 12 and 8 prime? No. All right. So, to do the prime factorization, you can do 2 times 48, right, is 96. 2 is prime. 2 times 24. 2 times 12. 2 times 6. 2 times 3. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 to the 5th power times 3 is the right choice. That's the right choice. You could not choose this one because 4 and 8 are not prime numbers, right? On that problem, double check to make sure you choose a prime number. Make sure it's only prime numbers. Okay, you know what the prime numbers are, right? 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37. All right, you don't have to know more than that on the test. I think it's like less than 20 is what you have to have on there. Any questions? All right, so your next worksheet we're going to do tonight to get you ready for the test, and the test looks a lot like this, is this one. The test is tomorrow. The benchmark is tomorrow. See how these problems all look? Make sure you know how to use squares. Then I want you to practice multiple choice because sometimes you think you know the right answer and you don't do the problems. Don't do that. Do the problem to make sure you get the right answer. So I wanted you to practice finding the right answers with multiple choice, okay? That's what it looks like on the test. It is in Mastery Connect. The second page. Here it's multiple choice on the test. I didn't put that one there. Here it goes over these. I'm not sure if question 23, if there's one like that on the test or not, but it talks about different things. We'll go over that. Here's a factor tree. On the test, you click and drop the answer where you want to. Here, kids, just write one of these numbers in the box there. Prime factorization. Which one of these is the prime factorization for 45? And then here it talks about elevations and things. What is the difference? And then here's a question about batting averages. This is not this year's batting averages. If those of you that follow baseball, it was a couple years ago, these gentlemen's batting averages. But then it says, what is the difference between Mookie Betts' batting average and Aaron Judge's batting average? I don't even know. Who does Mookie Betts play for? What team is he? The Dodgers. Okay, and what about Aaron Judge? Oh, gosh, I don't like either one of those teams. No. All right. Anyway, the batting average is here, kids. So use these numbers, all right? Earlier, we were going to make you kids do batting averages, and then we discovered that not everyone knows how to do batting averages, and they might not find it interesting. So we're just going to use those numbers there to get your answer. All right, I'm going to give you your worksheet, and that'll be it. Your benchmark test is tomorrow. We'll go over this before the test. Or actually, I'll put the answer key in so you can grade it tonight. The answer key to this will be in your Google Classroom so you can grade it tonight. Don't grade it until you get it all the way finished, though, okay? Because if you copy it down, that's not going to make you a smarter person. It'll create a non-smart person. Well, have a good day.